How ready is Team TTO for Paris 2024? This morning we'll find out as we have a conversation with the manager of track and field team, Mr. Dexter Voisin. Good morning to you, Mr. Voisin.
Hi, pleasant good morning and morning to your viewers.
How are you doing this morning?
Not too bad.
All right, you feel like you're ready for them?
I'm always ready,
Nice, love to hear
but
that.
in co-
All
but
right.
in context.
So first of all, I want to get some context indeed. Tell me about your role as manager. What does that role entail and what does it mean?
Okay, so I'm the manager of the track and field team, which comprises the entire contingent of the team TTO heading to Paris. My role is basically to manage the athletes and the officials that is involved in track and field. And that responsibility starts well before the team leaves and even arrive in Paris, because all information needs to come in order to forward to the Olympic Committee in order for them to send to the IOC. So there's a lot of work upfront, behind the scenes, that prepares our team to enter these types of competition.
All right, fantastic. And the athletes that were chosen, I know that we waited until the N3As to be able to say who the final team was. But in terms of the athletes that were chosen, can you go through a little bit about, what made them qualify as the case may be, or what made them stand out?
Certainly. So we have 13 athletes who will be representing track and field at the Olympics. Out of that 13, we have two relay teams, and then we have six athletes who will be competing in the individual events. So we have Devin Augustine, who will be competing in the 100 meters men, and the Devin currently is ranked number 56 out of the total of 56 athletes that is required for the event. Each event based on quota in terms of numbers. So in the sprint events, you have 56 athletes who qualify based on automatic qualification, meaning there's a standard that is set for each event, and you can qualify based on attaining the standard, which is an automatic qualifier, or by ranking. In the case of ranking, you have to wait till the end of the qualifying period for some athletes to know whether they made the ranking or not. In the case of Devin, he only made the ranking after the qualifying period when we were notified by World Athletics. So even though he has been performing well in the college circuit in the USA where he attends school, he was unable to attain the automatic qualifier, but made it through the ranking. So he's number 56 out of 56, which I mean, in all praises to him, he made the team. And some athletes have it. When I say the professional athletes have more opportunity to qualify via both the automatic and the ranking because of points accumulation. The college athletes, they don't accumulate the amount of points as the professional athletes. So
Okay.
Devon will be representing us in the 100 meters. We have Michelle Liahi, who is also a returning Olympian representing us in the women's 100 meters. She is presently ranked 34th out of 56. Then we have Leah Bertrand, who's another college athlete who is representing us in the 100 meters, just as Devin. She was only notified on the 30th of June that she would have made the quota. She is 49th out of 56. Then we have Jereem Richards, who is our only automatic qualifier for both the 200 meters and the 400 meters. In the 200 meters, he is ranked 21st out of 48, and in the 400 meters, he's 18th out of 48. Then we have our 2012 Olympic gold medalist, Keyshawn Walcott, our 2016 bronze medalist, who is ranked number 12th in the javelin throw, and that event also is taken 32. Then we have Portia Warren, our women's shot putter. She made it to the Olympic final last Olympics in Tokyo, and she again qualified through the ranking system. She's 29th out of 32. And our 4x4 men, they would have qualified through the World Relays that was held in Bahamas in May. They are number 12, and they qualified through the automatic top 14 qualifier from Bahamas. So they are ranked 12 out of 16. And our women is number 14 out of 16. So these are the individuals and the team that will be representing track and field in Paris, and the current status as it regards to the ranking, world rankings.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for that information. Tell me about the process for choosing the relay teams. How does that work?
Right. So This year, World Athletics organized what you call a Paris qualifier for relays. And that was held in Bahamas, the traditionally world relays. This year, it was specific for qualification for Olympics. So the top 14 teams coming out of the world relays in Bahamas would have automatically qualified. And then there was spot for two other teams based on ranking performances from 2023 to 2024, up to the deadline of June 30th. Trinidad and Tobago would have qualified, as I mentioned before, by finishing in the top 14 in Bahamas. That's the men's 4x4. And the women also qualified by finishing in the top 14. Unfortunately, our men's 4x1 were at number 16 up until the 20th of June. And then we dropped to number 17. Netherlands overtook us. And unfortunately, the men's 4x1 team remained number 17 and didn't qualify for the relays, right? Just to add to how do the teams qualify, at the point in time, some athletes would have made themselves available based on the schedule. The team was selected based on our current ranking up until that time and those who are available. Most of our college athletes who tend to be the top performers at that time of the year were not available to participate. However, the team went out there and the two teams, as I mentioned, would have qualified. Unfortunately, some of the athletes who would have qualified the team in Bahamas did not make the team to go to Paris because the selection policy states that you have to participate at the trials and the team is selected based on the outcome of the trials and not previous performances. So that's how the relay teams are selected.
Okay. All right. Very interesting and clearly understood. I understand also that you guys choose leaders from within the athletes themselves to be able to help guide the team, I assume. And is it, I'm assuming here, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, but I assume the natural leaders would be the folks who've been to Olympics before. So the Michelle Leahy and the Jereme Richards, or am I incorrect in making that assumption?
You're partially correct. We tend to, in each team, you have what you call team captains, which is selected among the team. And you tend to go with the experienced ones, obviously. But again, not all experienced ones has leadership quality. So you have to wait out in terms of who can really lead the group and who has the experience. So it's two criteria.
All right. So who we have as the leaders this time around?
We haven't selected just yet.
When does that selection happen?
When everybody arrives at the village together and we have our first meeting, we will decide who's the team leaders.
Yeah. All right, fantastic. And the training camp started from yesterday, I believe?
Officially, but we are flying out this afternoon, 3:40 p.m., and we will arrive at the training camp tomorrow, please God.
All right.
Those who are departing from Trinidad leaves this afternoon, and those who departing from the US leaves tomorrow, please God. Some of the athletes like Jereme and Kishon, they are already in Europe. Kishon competing this week. Jereme also has a meet in Europe. So they're already in Europe and they will join the team for the opening ceremony on the 25th in the Games Village.
All right, fantastic. So we're looking forward to everybody coming together at the village and having a fantastic Olympics. But I want to ask you one bacchanal question, Dexter, before I go. Who are we expecting to medal this time around? Who are you looking at to see all right? I'm looking at this person to medal.
Right, so I heard you all earlier on giving your own predictions in terms of how many medals we're looking at. And well, let me tell you from where I sit. And this is not always the same views from the public, unlike yourself and stuff, right? Performance at any competition, Olympics this time around, is not just based on podium, right? An athlete, what we would like the athletes and they to go out there and do is their best. Now, your best could be a personal performance, a national record, but not necessarily a podium finish. So if we go back to 2016, Marshall Cedeno ran a new national record, placed fourth in the 400 meters final. Unfortunately, didn't make it to the podium. Can we take away that performance? No way. As we sit today, he's a national record holder with 43 points. He's the first local athlete to ever run under 44 seconds. So that's just an example of performances at these type of events. But for the general public, they would want to see medals. Based on what I outlined to you a while ago in terms of where our athletes are ranked presently, I would like you to determine who is our best prospect. for a medal podium.
Well played.
I
Well
place
played.
everything on the table for you.
Well, then in that case, I look at everybody to perform their personal best. That's all we can ask for, is everybody to do their personal
Thank you.
best.
Thank you.
Dexter, let me say
And
thank you so much.
if that personal best brings a medal, by all means, we welcome that.
Most
But as I say, the
definitely.
general public, all they will be interested in is
Is the
medals.
medals.
Right?
No, but I think
Right?
it's
But I
important
mean,
what you mentioned there this morning, and I think that's really important perspective, so that we can all understand and appreciate that perspective as well, to be able to say that even if you don't medal and you do a personal best or a national best, then that is definitely something to be celebrated. So thank you very much for sharing that perspective, and thank you so much for joining us this morning.
thank you very much for having me.
Any words you want to leave with Trinidad and Tobago on as to how we can continue to support the team as we get ready for Paris 2024?
Oh, certainly. It's a bit too late though, but the support will still be welcome. I have seen, and I know you all are very familiar with the environment. Jerome Richards has been making a public cry for the support from the public with regards to our athletes, because at the end of the day, as a small nation, we have to appreciate what these athletes do for Trinidad and Tobago. By participating in the Olympic Games, it means putting Trinidad and Tobago on the map once again. The results is another story, because for each athlete, you have to take it through each rounds to get to the final. And each rounds, they need the support of Trinidad and Tobago behind them. So I'm saying it's a bit too late if you ask me, because we were expecting to see the Hazley Crawford filled at our championships held in June, but that didn't happen. I mean, the weather would have kept back a lot of people as well, but certainly continue to support our athletes, whether they do well or whether not to your expectation. But at the end of the day, they are putting out 100% to represent Trinidad and Tobago. And to me, that counts a lot. So continue to support our athletes in a positive way.
Thank you so much, Dexter. Enjoy your day and safe journeys later on. And of course, all the best to Team TTO as you head to Paris 2024. We definitely will be supporting right here on TTT. We're going to stream everything for everybody to be able to support. So you have Trinidad and Tobago's full support.
Thank you again.
Take care. Well, guys, the Olympics 2024 is in full swing. Well, it's about to be, and the team is getting ready to head up to the training camps leading up to it. But we're going to bring you all the action here on TTT from July 26th. So all you have to do is stay tuned, and you can support Team TTO. How are we feeling, ladies?
Excited. I'm definitely excited.
I feel that he can join us on the show anytime, because he had a really good comeback for you. But I do appreciate the perspective that we have to look at national records and personal bests as accomplishments, significant accomplishments as well. And even him underscoring the need for support was very important. Although he says it's too late, we really do need to just give them thanks for what they do, putting Trinidad and Tobago on the map, as he said. So, Team TTO, let's go.
And the thing about it that people don't often remember is that when you get to the Olympics, it means you're already the best in the world, right?
So
the fact that we have a team going to the Olympics means that we have people who are some of the best athletes in the world. Let's just put that into consideration, right? So we're already celebrating that victory. We say thank you to Team TTO. Safe journey. We take a quick break and we come back with more on the Now Morning Show. Stay tuned.